Hello, welcome to Hold the Line Sports, where we do the work so you don't have to. Will, just you and me today. I do not have a intro planned for this. We're going off the cuff. We're hip firing today. Call of Duty reference. Um, we're what, 5 days into the regular baseball season. Perfect
Something
time
like
for
that.
us to have some hot takes, some overreactions to how the season has started. Um, if you're local, as most of you probably are, I would say a good bulk of this is probably going to be to talk about the Braves, who are statistically the worst team in Major League Baseball. They're only like 29th offensively, but overall, there's no other team that's 0-5. You can check that. So we'll probably spend a good amount of time talking about that, kind of what the issues are, what we see, and where do we go from here? Because it's a little bit of a circus right now. Um, Torpedo Bats, probably going to get into that because everyone's talking about it, so we might as well freaking talk about it too. And then some hot starts and cold starts. Shouldn't be that long of an episode. It's really just if you guys are familiar with how we normally operate, what happens after we hit the exit button, me and Will stay on for like an hour and we just literally just talk about baseball. So that's pretty much what this episode is going to be. We're just doing it on the air. So Will, where do you want to start first? Where do you want to go?
I mean, there's no bigger storyline in baseball right now than our Atlanta Braves.
I hate that for us. Like you, and for all the wrong reasons. They said was it any press
hmm
is good press, and I just don't believe you. Um,
Yeah, bad press is still press. Yeah,
yeah, whatever it is, it's dude. They are. They make me so sad right now. It's like because last year was so much adversity with like the injuries and stuff. I went into this year and I was like, there's no way that it happens like this again. And we're 5 games in, and it feels almost as bad, if not worse.
feels
I'd say probably
worse.
worse. Um, which I was like, there's no way, there's no way we have a repeat. And sure enough, we're walking through a repeat right now. One note of solace, in 2021, we also started, well, we started 0-4. We didn't start 0-5, so I don't know if the statistic carries any weight anymore. But we started 0-4, and we were under 500 at the end of April, and we won a World Series. So I don't know. Maybe there's a correlation, maybe not. What do you think there?
Probably not, mainly because, like I said, when you brought it up the other day, we won 88 games and won the division. That's not happening this year at all.
Yeah,
The
wild
winner
card
will have
maybe.
95 plus wins,
Yeah.
100%. Um, Yeah, you said we're gonna have some overreactions, and by golly, we have some. We're already cooked. We're not making the playoffs. I want to
It's
say
done. Fire them off.
I I saw that the last time the Braves went 0-4, we won the World Series. Cool. A Braves team that started the season 0-5 has never made the playoffs. So
How many of those? We have some of those. There's records of that. We've started that back
yeah,
before.
yeah,
Probably like 2015. That was a horrible
probably
year.
it's one of them years. So yeah. I mean, it can't get worse, right? I mean, we got Salem on the mound tonight as we're recording this and on Tuesday night. So I was looking at Braves money line because
It's plus
it just
180.
has to it just has to end eventually, right? It just has to.
It's
But
like
I
it's
don't
like
know.
last year. I took the Marlins every day until they won, and I lost like $100. But eventually they won, and they were like plus 240. And so I mean, there's a lot of value in that one win. It just took them like
Yeah,
11 tries to get there. So I don't know.
I saw a stat today. It was like once teams get to the 0-4 mark, they win their next game at a 55% clip. So like, and
I
then
mean,
it
that's
just
good.
keeps
It's good data.
it just keeps climbing as you go to like more and more losses.
Yep.
So the more losses we get, the more likely we are to win.
Eventually.
That's a Nate quote right there. Um,
That's yeah, that goes on the wall. I took the under today. I took the under. Bought it up like half a run. It's like 7.5. And I was like,
I stayed away from it because I do not want to do anything to do with the Braves right now.
yeah, I kind of get it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it, dude. I've watched every game so far, and I mean, Dude, the approaches at the plate are just like it's
It's
maddening. Now,
horrible.
and it's like,
A
okay,
rookie
like
is our best hitter right now.
with the best looking at bats. Drake Baldwin, bar none, is having the best looking at bats of everyone in the lineup, and he's hitting 087 or something. I mean, he's hitting like 90. He's 90.
I wonder what his expected batting average is. I really do
No,
want.
for sure. He's
Let
getting
me
screwed
see.
for sure. No, he's
Yeah,
absolutely getting
yeah.
hosed. Multiple comebackers to the pitcher that are just there. It's either like hitting him in the kneecap or going to the first baseman, or he's getting robbed at the wall. I think he's got 2 robbed at the wall.
Yeah.
One by each team that they've played. So keeping it consistent there. And everything he hits it's been through the middle of the field. I mean, so like I'm perfectly fine with how he's hitting. I think a lot of the Braves could like model the approaches after what he's been doing. And I also think Michael Harris, yesterday, Michael Harris looked good. He had like base hit the other way. After his first AB didn't look great, but then base hit the other way, and then obviously went deep later on. But I really thought he started to look pretty decent. So I think maybe you see him the next couple of days start to string some together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like I think we're gonna get it going because I've seen, Baldwin's look good. Kelnick has some decent ABs, and Riley has some pretty bad ones, and like sometimes he just won't make contact. But when he does, he the contact is solid. Like he has
Yeah.
had some absolute rockets just be right
Yeah.
at someone. Um, so yeah, I don't know what we're doing. Um,
And I mean
it's just honestly crazy.
the one day we did hit, the bullpen blew a lead and we give up, well, that
It
guy's
wasn't the
gone now, but
bullpen. It was a double agent. He was sent. Harris was sent here by the Phillies and Astros to absolutely screw the Braves.
I
Um,
honestly
I can't f-
I
I
honestly
can't
think it's
find Drake
true.
Baldwin's stats, like his expected batting average, but his batting average on balls in play is 091, which is unheard of.
Yeah, well, that's literally his actual batting average.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
He's hitting like
If you put the
091.
ball in play,
Yeah,
usually
it
you're at
shouldn't.
least hitting over 200.
Yeah, because he's not striking out that much. Unless
Mm-mm.
I'm just missing, I don't think he's K'ing that much. The Riley's getting the strikeouts.
Yeah, he either
Um,
Ks or he hits the ball about 110 right at
I don't.
someone.
I don't think Olsen looks that bad. I don't think Olsen looks terrible. I think he's a little pull heavy and there's a little top spin in a little too many of his hits, but I don't think he's that far away. I think Riley's far away. I think Riley is like super in between right now. I could be wrong, but the one thing that I do know in this game is swings and hitting. And outside of Harris, I don't know who's like particularly close to being like, it might be a halfway through the month where we start seeing it.
I think as long as like we just need like I think legitimately we just need to see some success. I think a win
Got to see one go
and
in. Got to see it go in the hoop.
and it's like free throws. You just got to see one
Yeah,
go
yeah.
in and
Got to see it
then
go in the
you're
hoop.
off and running. And the reason that like a lot of like in 23 when our offense exploded was because legitimately the first game of the year, Ronald first pitch starts off with a single, steals second base. It set the tone for the entire year.
Yeah.
This year, I believe in the first inning we got runners in scoring position and then blew it in the first inning,
Yep.
which has been the story of the season so far. Honestly,
Yeah, our RISP is the RISP is awful. I mean, we don't get that many in scoring position to begin with, and then when we do, we become even worse hitters.
that's
So
why
not
we were
clutch.
so good in 23 and 22 and 21 is because
Yeah,
our risk was amazing. Let's just go. He's a free agent. This guy can only hit with runners in scoring position. He cannot hit otherwise. Let's go get Adam Duvall. We need an outfielder. This man, he had 100 plus RBIs in the season, hitting 220 because the man literally his approach up there is okay. No one's on base. I'm gonna hit a homer.
Yep.
If someone's in scoring position, he's like, okay, I can get you a single out of this.
Either way, I'm getting an RBI. Like that is like the sole objective. I'm getting an RBI in this situation. Yeah, for sure.
And people say, "Oh, it's advanced stats, all this kind of stuff." RBIs, and people are saying that's not an important stat. That's legitimately how you get runs into
Yeah,
in
I
score
think it's
and
the
win
most. I think
games.
it's one of the most important stats.
Like I get
How
it,
do the runners score?
I get it. You might like hit an absolute rinky dink ground ball to the second baseman with the runner on third and one out. But a lot of people, honestly, and go up there trying to do that with like, say you get the two strikes, you're trying to put the ball in play at all costs, get the runner in.
Yeah.
That's literally an objective because scoring a run is the sole objective of offense.
Yep. That's why I mean it's like even if you don't get a hit out of it, like sac flies are still someone hits a ground ball to the second baseman or run scores and like everyone's high-fiving you. Okay, well your batting average didn't go up, your OPS didn't go up, but you just got an RBI. It's the most important thing you can do for a team is help them score runs, however that is.
Yeah, I mean,
Um
it we just got to be able to do that. Hit them in when they get the second
one
and third base.
it's one thing that I think Ozuna is like leading like baseball in walks right now. And I don't want him to do that. Like, am I crazy for saying that? Like,
I
I
understand
feel
it.
like we're almost
He's legitimately
like too
not getting anything.
passive because it's like he's not overtly fast. Like he's not a quick guy. He's objectively the worst base runner in all of baseball. He is a horrible base. He's awful at it. Tell me I'm wrong. He's not okay. He
No.
might not be the worst, but tell me he's not awful at base running.
See, like a lot of people think, like if you're slow, you're bad at base running. A lot of
It's not
slow
just
people,
that.
yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people like are slow, but they know they're slow. Marcell Ozuna doesn't know he's slow.
That's what makes him so bad because it's like you can like Matt Olson is not fast either, but like Freddie wasn't fast, but like you look at he's a solid base runner because they don't hurt you on the base paths. It's not like if Marcell doesn't hit a double that drives in a run or put the ball over the fence, I don't want to see him at first base. Him being at first base is like him being at home. Nothing's happened yet. It's almost more dangerous.
Yeah, usually it turns into an out.
I don't want to see him lead the league in walks. I don't want to see that. If anyone
I also will say, I watch his ABs. He doesn't get anything to hit. It's so many sliders low and away that are just not even close.
And maybe it'll even out as the year goes on and people start missing in the middle of the plate. Like again, we're five games in, but I don't want to see Ozuna have 9 freaking walks to start the year because it's amounted to how many runs in the last 3 games?
One?
The answer is
Yeah.
1. The answer is 1. We've scored 1 run, okay? And Marcel's leading the league in walks. Okay, so like that doesn't translate to runs. I don't want any part of that. Find a way to put the barrel on the ball. Get yourself a torpedo. Find a way. I don't want to see
I
any
know
more, not that many more walks.
I know the Braves put in an order. I don't know who for, but we'll see
I
when we
thought I
get there.
actually looked it up, and I looked it up, and it was there's a few guys I think that got them. I don't. We can talk about those in a minute. What
Yeah.
we've got, we talked about the hitting. We can go into pitching for the Braves a little bit because I actually think that hasn't been it hasn't been great, but it has not been the biggest problem with us for sure.
No, I mean like it's kind of happened what's expected except for the bullpen, but I will say the I saw it the other day. I don't know if it was or not the other day. It was either yesterday before the game or after the game. I think it was before. The Braves bullpen without Hector Neris had like a 3.9 ERA, which is not good but not horrible.
I think they've been okay. I'm trying to
Hector
think
Neris
back
has
of
5 earned in 1 inning pitched. That's
Yeah,
horrible.
no, he's like, I mean, he's a big reason that like it looks, it would look worse than it is. But I'm thinking back to, let me kind of go through. None of the other arms, like from the bullpen perspective, have really been. I don't think anyone's really hurt us that much. I thought Suarez looked good. And he had like a long relief role. I thought he actually looked really good. I think De Los Santos he's fine. He's given up some hits, but Not a ton of runs. I think Jesse was fine for what I mean, the game was over anyways, you know? And, of course, we DFA him, like, the next day. I'm sure he's probably gonna, like, clear waivers and be in the minors, and he'll be just a guy that we kinda, like, shuttle back and forth because 'cause we're in the situation right now, especially with Ronaldo getting hurt. Another there you go, just add that onto it, where, you've got a lot of question marks that, Grant Holmes only giving you, like, 4 innings, 5 innings maybe, Shar only giving you 4 innings. So it's like we're using a lot of, like, long relief stuff. So you're gonna have to shuttle those guys back and forth. We brought up Zach Thompson to be our next long relief guy, for the next pitcher who goes 4 innings. So whoever throws after Sale.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know what's it gonna be with that. Mm, I mean, I don't know. We'll just have to see.
There's a lot of I don't know. Uh, I
Yeah.
thought I thought Grant Holmes looked awful, by the way. I thought he looked terrible.
Yeah, he
I
wasn't good.
I don't think it's first start of the year, so I don't wanna get too bent out of shape over it. I don't think, Sharver looked good either. I don't think he looked very good either. Just a lot of stuff in the middle. Holmes couldn't find the zone, and Sharver had a lot of stuff in the middle of the zone that was getting hit around. Um, even Sale, his first start, I think it was like 6 hits. He's
Yeah,
a
it wasn't
pro. So,
100%.
like you he still went 5, and I think it was 3 kept you in the game. So, like, he obviously didn't have his stuff, but, like, still gives you 5 having a bad day. So if he has a good day, it equals 7 and 1 earned and then 9 Ks. So, like, but you can see him laboring, like, but at first start of the year, I don't think I don't think that's dire. I think he probably looks better today. Like, I bet he throws a decent game today.
Probably. Yeah. I definitely think he will do better. Um, we'll just have to see with that one. I think he is going to. We're gonna have to win every game that he pitches this year. Honestly,
It's gonna have to be, who was the guy? I think it was Kyle Wright. Every time he pitched, he got like 20 wins that
yeah.
one year.
Hmm.
Every time he pitched, we won. And I mean, his starts were good. Like he threw well, but like we also he had probably the most run support in all of baseball that year.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a
I think Schwellenbach looked fine. So if you got like a 1-2 of Sale and Schwellenbach before Strider gets back, that still sucks. It's like because there's no Ronaldo. And Bryce Elder's gonna get a start this week. How do you feel about that?
so great. Yeah, he's gonna throw a high changeup to someone, and they're gonna absolutely send it into orbit. Um, we do get the Marlins. I believe he'll probably start against the Marlins. So
So
we'll see with that
we'll
one.
have the lead in that game until the 7th or 8th, and then they'll come back and beat us. Bummer. Pierce will probably blow that one.
Yeah, I mean they'll find a way to walk off on the road. So
Those are the freaking cardiac kids, dude. The freaking Marlins.
yeah,
That's a scrappy bunch, right? They're like the A's from last year, just a scrappy bunch that you can't get rid of. Your Blue Jays they blew the lead, by the way. It's tied 3-3 now.
let's go. We got the over in that game. Come on, let's
What
score
was
some
it at?
runs. 8.5. We still got some work to,
8.5.
to do with that
There's some
one.
work to do, but it's 3-3 now, so that bodes well for you.
Yeah, it does.
Um, we're 19 minutes in. Anything else you got on Jurickson suspended 80 games? Does that mean he misses the postseason?
So it's weird. Like he'll miss the next 80 games. He can come back, but he's ineligible for the postseason, so
That's
he
what
won't
it
be able to
is.
play.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Is that like was that like a rule? Has that always been a thing since the 80 game came out?
I've
Because I don't
never
remember
seen
that from
that.
before. Me either.
Never seen that.
I was kind of curious about that. I was like, because I saw the 80 and then he'll be back, what, in like July or something like that. But then
Something like
I
that.
saw underneath, it's like ineligible for the postseason. I don't remember, granted, there's not a ton of players get dinged for PEDs anymore. So I'm a little, I'm a little, I don't quite remember exactly what I'm a little foggy on that. But I guess
I
it's
mean, I
bad.
know when
I don't know.
Tatis was got it, it was he didn't have to miss it. So I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
look that up and find out when that was kind of instant. Not that it matters. We're gonna win 70 games. So we won't have to worry about the postseason. But
Yeah. There is only one thing that I did see that is not terrible about it. We get cap space out of it, because we don't have to pay him
he's unpaid.
for.
He's
Yeah.
unpaid for the 80
So
games.
I don't know, to be honest. I was looking at it and they said it frees. They said it frees up 14 mil, which is like it's his salary.
His yearly is
So
like that. That's his yearly,
yeah.
isn't it?
So I
Yeah.
assume maybe he just doesn't get paid the entire year now, which sucks for him. But don't
That's
do PEDs.
brutal.
Don't
I
do
mean, yeah.
PEDs and you'll be okay.
So man, I mean, I would I would hope, but yeah, think about like how that bodes for July when he comes back. Like how motivated are you to perform if you're not getting paid?
A guy like him, I think, will be motivated. Just strictly
I would
because
hope,
he's
right?
like,
I just, hearing it that way, that would
yeah,
wear on me. That would wear on me. I'm coming to work every day and I'm not getting anything for it.
yeah. Which I mean, he's obviously well off because he's playing in the big leagues.
I mean, he's
But
fine. Yeah.
yeah,
He's not hurting.
but yeah, it
Um,
definitely is tough for him. Um, but we'll just have to see. And the reason the cap space is a big thing, though, is like we're under the luxury tax now. So maybe AA will be free to make some moves at the deadline. That's the only thing I can see, like positive I can get out of this. And I mean, will we make moves? Probably not, because we're not going to have money to after this year. But
yeah.
who knows? Maybe the Braves and Liberty Media are be like, yeah, you can spend money now. Highly doubt it, but
Yeah, it's been the same story for how many years now? It's just the same. We're going to be in the top half of money made and the bottom half of money spent. That is just how we roll.
yeah,
One of
our
the
uh, our payroll went down this year, which is crazy.
That's insane to think about. I can't even believe that.
It's supposed to be just ever climbing in the MLB because like money's just getting more and more and more,
Yeah, everyone's contracts
and
are. I mean,
it
it's the
went
same thing in
down.
football. It's the same thing in football. Like the contracts just keep getting bigger. You know.
Yeah, and it goes down, which is crazy. Um, yeah, I the Braves we're cooked. We're not making the playoffs. Well, I want to believe because I know we're a good team, but and I'm not going to say playoffs are out of the question, but it's going to take a major turnaround. Someone's got to step up in that pitching staff, in the starting rotation, because
Feeling like
it's Sale.
it's Sale.
That's it.
Like, granted, we're 5 games in, so it's like you don't want to sound the alarm too early. But it's like as these 5 games have happened, we've lost our starting left fielder, our number 3, arguably number 2 pitcher. Our starting right fielder still isn't back. Our number 1 pitcher still isn't back. The bullpen is it. I mean, it's borderline in shambles. We're already DFAing players. We're DFAing players 5 games into the season because the bullpen is so taxed that we can't use the same long relievers on back-to-back days because the starters can't go more than 4. We're one turn through the rotation and we're doing this. So like to me, that's like cause for alarm bells to go off because I don't want to say unheard of because it's happened obviously before, but like to bad teams. That happens to bad teams that end up being sellers at the deadline.
Yeah, it is very very bad. Uh, I really don't know what happened in between the years of 2023 and 2024. What the Braves did to piss off the baseball gods, or just anything in general. So
I know, dude.
I don't know.
Is I think you know 2022 happened. I was like, okay, we just won the World Series. Like you kind of like it's very hard to be that like that twice in a row. It's very hard to do that. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. And then I fully expected to bounce back in 2023. We had injury riddled campaign, just like like just injuries all around, and it's like, okay, it can't happen again. And it happens again, probably even worse than the year before. And I'm like, okay, I mean, it can't happen again. And now we're off to the worst start that I've had that I can remember since I was like a true Braves fan. I mean, the only thing I can think of that like compares to it is when we were like bad on purpose, like 2015, 2014, like those years, like we were bad on purpose because, you know, we had the window closed, right? So we're obviously in a rebuild. Like
Yeah.
the window, we're like dead set in the middle of our window, and we have the worst record in baseball to start the year. The
I mean,
worst
this is,
rotation. I mean, like the worst like rotation slash bullpen like dynamic, just in terms of having to shuttle guys back and forth, the guys not going deep into games. I'm watching scoreboards right now and I'm looking at these teams and like who else is having to deal with this on the scale that we are having to deal with it? Like who's struggling? And there's one team and it's the Twins and they're 0-4. Their starters are getting blown up. They're not going deep into games. They also can't hit at all. Well, they've just put up 5 runs in 1 inning, so hopefully they've bounced back. So maybe that means the Braves will score 5 or 6 runs today, and they'll bounce back also.
hopefully. Yeah. We'll just have to see with that one.
Don't hold
We're
out hope.
cooked.
Yeah,
We'll finish the Braves with that one. We've spent a good amount of
yeah.
time on them.
You want to go
We can
to
move. Yeah,
torpedoes?
we can do on the torpedo bats. The one thing I don't care if you, like, to everyone, I don't care if you disagree with it, you think it's cheating, all this kind of stuff. The one thing that I will never get behind is everyone has been telling baseball that it's dying, and it's because you don't have enough runs. You need more runs. That's how offense is how you get people to watch the game. They find a way to get more runs, and literally everyone is going on and on and on. Ban these bats. Get everyone. Don't allow them to do this, do that. I'm like, guys, this is what you wanted.
Yep.
Everyone wants more runs, and then you don't want this. And I guarantee you, it's only because a lot of people don't know that these have been a thing for a while.
No,
Everyone thinks the
they've
Yankees
existed
just
before
came up
this.
with this. Everyone thinks the Yankees just came up with this, and it's because it's the New York Yankees. Everyone's like, no, that's not allowed. We don't like that.
Well, like the torpedo model in itself is it's not old, but it's not brand new either. The
No.
thing that the Yankees are doing better than other teams is they are modeling the bats specifically to the player's dynamic, like how they swing, how the bat goes through the zone, where their most optimal contact points are, and the bats are tailored specifically to the players. If I have if someone gave me the option to do that, like if there was a guy in the lab that was able to do that for me and tailor, I've swung so many bats in my, I say career, okay, but like throughout playing in college and stuff, and I was like, that just doesn't feel good. If the bat does not feel good, it's way harder to hit. Like these guys, it's not they don't hit the ball harder. Like it's not objectively, they're not objectively more powerful than other bats. Okay, like it's wood. It's the same wood. It is just made in a fashion that caters to that specific player, so they are able to hit the sweet spot more often because their sweet spot is it's predicated by the player. Like this is where this player likes to make contact. Because you look at if you look at like the exit velo, it's not drastically different.
No.
It's it's more consistent with how often they hit it. Like the barrel percentage is higher because this is the bat that they want to swing. It's tailored to their specific swing. So it looks like they're, the launch or the exit velo might be effective, but it's like that max exit velo is the same. It's maybe a half mile an hour difference, if that. It's just happening more often because they're swinging bats that they like and they feel comfortable in the box, which is, if you're a hitter, is literally the most important thing that you can have is to feel comfortable.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it but I will say, I do think that you need to do something for the pitchers. Like we in the past, I guess probably like 3-4 years, everything has been taken from the pitchers and added to the hitters. The only thing you could say is the ball. The ball is definitely is less jumpy than what it was. But like
100% agreed.
you've taken spider tack, like there's a lot of stuff that you just can't do on the mound anymore, like all that kind of stuff.
I can
And
get with that.
then you've also taken it now with torpedo bats, all these, and just metrics just keep going up and up and up to allow hitters to know pitchers better. And that's the one thing that I can get behind is like, okay, pitchers were already at a disadvantage and now this hurts them even more. Um, but I mean,
So like
I like it. I
I how are pitchers at a disadvantage? They have the ball and they throw 100. And if they choose to not throw 100, they can do that and don't have to tell you that they're doing it. They could throw 184 instead. They can throw 194 instead with cut. They can throw 192 instead with arm side run. And a hitter is not privy to any of this information, and they just have to deal with it. This is the game where you are expected to fail 70 to 80% of the time as a hitter. I don't think the pitchers need any help. I think hitting is freaking hard, and I love it when a guy is able to have, okay, this is not, it doesn't give him an advantage. If it gave him an advantage, they would win over 50% of the time. Like, that's an advantage hitting. If you're going to win 50 or more percent, you have the advantage. But if you're still going to lose 70% of the time, okay, now you're going to lose 70% of the time instead of 75% of the time. It's still not an advantage for the hitter, but it does level the playing field to a certain extent to where they feel like they can compete in the box. And this is, now I'm a hitter. Okay, so like what I say is more of like, I'm going to cater to hitters because I know the struggle. I wasn't a pitcher at the college level, so I just knew hitting was hard. And I'm looking at anything like, I'm with you on 100%. I'm with you on spider tack. I like the pitch clock, but I do think the pitch clock caters more towards the hitter than it does the pitcher. That's another, so like those are two areas where it's like, okay, I kind of see where you're coming from. But spider tack in particular, because I do think that leads to more arm injuries because you got to grip the ball tighter before you release it. So not just in terms of like hitter advantage, I think it's a safety thing where spider tack or the ability to grip the ball properly is something that should not have been taken away.
Yeah. I mean, even like a lot of hitters said, okay, there is something coming at me at 100 miles per hour. If there is something that can have
I need to know
that
it's
gets
not
a
going to hit
pitcher
me.
to
Yeah,
if there is something that gives a pitcher more control over that, I want
1,000%.
them to use it.
1,000%. Yeah, I don't care if it makes it move more. Screw that. I want to survive.
Yeah.
I don't care. Then I'm looking at freaking Class A the other day. Who did he drill? Was it India?
India. Yeah, Jonathan
I think he
India.
drilled India, and he was messing around with the pitch that like he was working on in the offseason but hadn't used in a game. He was throwing like a 2-seam or a 4-seam, and he normally throws just a cutter. So it was like he's messing around with this pitch, but it's like, okay, this isn't a pitch he's super comfortable throwing, but if he had the ability to hold the ball or like grip the ball better, probably doesn't happen twice in a row. Or he
Yeah.
misses, but maybe he misses high. He doesn't miss arm side, right? He doesn't miss late. So like stuff like that, like again, player safety. I don't think spider tack. I don't think that should have been done away with, or whatever they use to make, whether it's the what does Bauer use, the sunscreen and rosin,
I don't even know what he uses.
whatever he said, or
There's
I think that's what Glass
there's
now said. I think that's Glass now said it was like sunscreen and rosin or something.
yeah,
I'm
something
like, whatever you
that
got
he
to
would do.
do. And that's it. And so like, okay, and then this is where I can kind of get with you. Let's bring that back, but then let the hitters keep all the knowledge, keep all the metrics, keep all of the, keep the torpedoes, whatever they need to do to make them. Let's give each guy all the advantages that they need to compete at the highest level and see who wins.
Yeah. And I understand that like, there is those illegal stuff like the pine tar. I do not want pitchers using pine tar. Definitely not.
No,
But
no.
spider tack, go ahead, use it. Rosin and sunscreen, go ahead, use it.
Yeah.
Whatever you need. But I just think going back to the pitchers not having an advantage. I guess it's just the baseball purist in me. I don't want to see games finishing 12-10, 12-8. I like the 6-4, 6-3, which is
Sure.
still high scoring for baseball,
Sure.
but not oh, I'm seeing 3 runs every inning. But I guess that's just the purist in me because I mean the Yankees have legitimately scored like so many runs. They've hit
Yeah.
so many home runs. It is crazy. Um, yeah, but in all, like to sum up Torpedo Bats, I don't mind it. I want to keep it in the game. I don't think it's illegal, but also I can understand the other side of it that a lot of things have been taken away from the pitcher and now being added to the hitter. Um,
I yeah. I can get behind that. I love everything that has been added for the hitters. Like that's like I'll preface it with that. Like everything that has been given to the hitters over the last like 5 or so years to kind of like level the playing field. I love all of that because hitting's freaking hard. That junk is tough to do. Um, I think the main one for me is for the pitchers to feel like they have the ability to grip the ball properly without having to over grip. Um, for safety perspective, but it's also going to help them compete too, you know, and they're going to feel more comfortable when they feel like they've got good feel for the ball. They're going to feel more comfortable. They're going to execute pitches better, not just like from a physical standpoint. It's like that's a mental aspect as well. Like again, you feel good, you play good kind of thing. So if both players, like the hitter and the pitcher, feel that way at the end of the day, that's what I want the game to be. I don't care what the score ends up being. That's what I want it to be when both parties feel comfortable and able to compete at the highest level.
100%, 100%. We're gonna wrap up Torpedo Bats then. We'll definitely be talking more on those because I think they're here to stay. Um, but we can get
Yeah, I
into a
just think
little,
I think the
yeah,
Yankees are doing it better. Yankees are just doing it
yeah.
better right now.
I mean, yeah, they're it's analytics driven. It's not just the design of a bat. So,
Yeah, no, they got a
um,
guy in there. They got a guy. The other
yeah,
teams just need to get a guy. If they get a guy, they'll be fine.
I'm looking for work, guys. I'll help. Um,
All right, what do we got
we
next?
can we can get into a little who's hot and who's not. Um, So we got it. There's a lot of people that have been hot, but there's like the judges, all that kind of stuff. But I was kind of getting
Sure.
to some other people. Um, Wilyer Abreu is hitting 636 right now, with 3 home runs, getting on base at a 750 clip. So
Hmm.
3 out of 4 times he is getting on base. That is crazy. Um, his OPS right now is over 2. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
ridiculous.
wild one.
Um, and no one really talks about him because and what's crazy is he was dealing with, I don't know if it was an injury, a sickness or something, but he almost wasn't going to make the opening day roster because he wasn't going to be ready. And then he makes it like last minute, and that's why Roman Anthony was left off. And then he proceeds to hit 630,
And
which
I
is
mean, he was one of your
crazy.
guys. He was one of your guys too. In the
Hmm.
preview, where I think he was like your dark horse. So that's looking mighty fine.
Oh yeah. I
No, he
mean, that
looks
man had
good.
a really good rookie year.
Yeah, he really did. And he's pretty mature approach at the plate too. Like the kind of commands the box. Like he looks good in there. Um they still have him hitting sixth. Was he in like sixth or seventh?
I think so. Yeah, it's lower. I don't expect the power to be there all throughout this year. Like 3 home runs in 5 games, 4 games. I don't
Yeah.
expect that. I think he's more of a 20 to 25 home run guy.
Yeah.
But I still like it's a crazy start to the year.
No, he looks great. I think he looks really good. Um, do one of mine, another unsung hero. This man, I remember this dude at Mississippi State, and I was like, this guy's gonna ball out. I think he ended up getting drafted like the second or third round. I was like, this guy, I'm gonna keep an eye on this guy. Finally got called up. Had to wait his turn. I can't remember what year he got drafted, but it's been some years. Like he didn't climb that quickly through the ranks. Jake Mangum, currently the cleanup hitter for the Tampa Bay Rays. I think he started like his first game. I think he hit like eighth or ninth, and I think he hit a bomb like immediately. And so now he's hitting like cleanup for these guys. He is hitting 636. He went 3 for 4 again today. Um, 636, 1.48 OPS, so not quite the 2 that we're looking for, but that's gonna play at most levels. And the Rays are also like 3-1, about to be 4-1 to start the year, playing extremely good baseball from a hitting side and a pitching side. and their best player on their team is Jake Mangum, and no one is talking about him at all. So that's a name to remember, fellas.
Yeah. I will be honest. I was not looking at him until Cam brought him up. So kid's a
636,
beast.
man. 3 for 4 again today.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Then we can go on to another guy who has only had one start, but boy, did he dominate in that start. Mackenzie Gore against the Philadelphia Phillies, so a very good baseball team, especially a very good offensive baseball team. 6 innings, 1 hit allowed, 13 Ks. 13 of his 18 outs were Ks. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Against the Phillies?
That's insane.
Yeah, and what's crazy was on opening day. And so, like, everyone was amped up. And I know a lot of people said, oh, it's the shadows. It's the shadows, which they do play a part. Yes, they do.
13's a lot, though. That's a lot.
13 is a
That's a lot. I don't care if you can't see that great. Like, you can still see okay. 13 is a lot.
Yeah.
Through 6? It was a 6, right?
6 innings, 13 Ks.
Against a good team, too. Against a good team. That has seen him before, by the way, multiple times, because they play each other 20 times a year. They've seen him plenty of times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That guy,
No,
he's gross.
He's my guys, dude. I've been a fan of him, like, since, like, Padres minor league days, where I was like, this guy's going to be good. Like, this guy's going to be one of them. And he ends up, I mean, pretty good. I'm gonna go with a Philly. Just to keep it. I don't want to go with a Philly, but I'm gonna go with a Philly. I watched his start. Christopher Sanchez grew 5 inches over the offseason. I don't know if you guys saw that. But like MLB.com, like the Phillies page, changed his height from like 6'1" to 6'6". Apparently he's been 6'1" up until like this past year. I'm just kidding. He's actually 6'6", but they just like misprinted it. It's actually kind of funny. I thought that was like hilarious. I was like, he's 6. They just now fixed. He's been in the league like 4 years. Christopher Sanchez consistently pumping 97, 98. Now, granted, it's against like the Rockies, I think, is who he. So it's like, take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. It's the Rockies, like, you're probably going to shove against the Rockies when you're at home. But his velo is definitely jumped. That is like an easy, like 3 or 4 mile per hour jump from where he sits. Like he sat like 93, 95 last year, and it was like salt. Like he had a great year last year. He's throwing harder this year, and to me, he looks even better. Commanded the inner half of the strike zone. Looks a lot like Max Fried. Like, you know, when Max Fried is like on, and
Yeah.
he's like just like that inner third, like inside corner. He's just dominating that side of the plate, and righties are like super annoyed by it. He was literally doing that the entire time. He went like 5 1/3, 7 Ks, but I just think the way that he looked bodes really well for how the rest of his season is going to go. And I think they're going to need him too, because I saw Nola start, and I don't think Nola looked good. So they're going to need Sanchez to step up.
Oh, yeah. I will just go ahead and read you my MLB play of the day from yesterday. So it was Phillies -1.5 versus the Rockies. Christopher Sanchez was starting. I said, Phillies offense has put up good numbers so far this year and coming off a bad day. Expect them to score and expect Sanchez, who was great last year and added velo, to shove today. And what they did, he absolutely shoved, and they beat the Rockies 6-1. So
He
I mean, like,
100% threw harder. Like, I mean, 3 to 4 miles per hour consistently. Didn't lose any in the 5th either. I think it was more of like a pitch count thing.
yeah.
No, I thought
think
he
so as
looked
well.
fantastic. Unfortunately, because we're gonna have to face him soon enough. He looked really good.
Yeah, we'll have to see with that one. My next one is a guy who is apparently a known cleanup hitter right now. Andres Jimenez is hitting 350. Has 3 home runs already as well. I mean, apparently he went over to Toronto and learned how to hit. I mean, he was in a pitcher-friendly park in Cleveland, so I understand to a point. But like, he's gone over there and 350, 458 on base, and a 1,300 OPS. Andres Jimenez has never done that.
No, he hasn't. New
Paired
scenery,
with
man. New change of scenery.
paired with elite defense as my Blue Jays Nats over misses by a half run. Love that. So
tough break.
winning streak had to come to an end. I had hit 4 straight. Missed opening day, but then hit 4 straight since then. So 4-2 on the year, we'll take it. And both of my losses have missed by 0.5. So we're right there every time. Every time.
As long as you're competing, man.
Oh yeah.
My play's about to miss too. Maybe. Well, I got a runner on third, but Joyce is throwing. So I had the Cardinals money line today. They're down 3-2.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens there. I thought the Cardinals had actually been playing pretty good. But apparently I was watching before we got on, and the Angels are they just tied it. Oh my God, look at me. The Angels have won 5 straight at Busch Stadium. No idea that happened because they never play there. But yeah, apparently they're on a 5 game. So that was such a horrible play of the day. Whoever the commentator is for it's Skip, dude. Or Chip.
Skip.
Chip Carey.
Chip Carey. Oh,
Chip Carey was like, yeah, the Angels have won 5 straight at Busch Stadium dating back to whatever year it was. I was like, shoot.
And that ball is left field.
He did no. He did that 20 minutes before I got on, and it was a fly out to the warning track. It was perfect Chip.
I love Brandon Gaudin, but sometimes I do miss Chip.
Brandon's good though. He's really good.
Brandon's 100% better, but I do miss Chip occasionally.
It's just the authenticity of Chip. There's no one else that really sounds like him.
I mainly miss Chip and Jeff. Jeff was great. I miss Jeff.
Jeff was so dumb, dude. He's so.
But it was hilarious.
He's just a ball player. He's just a ball player.
I mean, he legitimately you know how usually the one guy's a play-by-play and the other one's the analyst, the guy that knows a ton.
Yeah.
Jeff was see ball, hit ball.
Yeah. Think about how he played, dude. I'm kind of aging myself, but I remember watching Jeff play, and he would swing at everything. If it was anywhere near the zone, he's hacking at that thing. So how he hit in the box is how he commentates. It's just yeah, see it and hit it, man. It's the game's easy.
Yeah, I mean, he made it to the majors doing that, so he did something right. Obviously,
to the majors. He balled out. He had some good years.
Yeah, but we'll move on to actual baseball stuff.
Okay. I have one more guy that is kind of doing his thing. The Orioles are a little bit unsung right now. I think they are hitting the crap out of the ball. Their pitching is a little because they're getting in a lot of shootouts. They're getting in a lot of high scoring games, but they are mashing as a team. And Tyler O'Neill is at the forefront of this. He is hitting .571, and he has had 2 games already where he has had either 3 hits or 4 hits. He is crushing the baseball right now. A lot of fun to watch, and it's kind of reminding me of the Cardinals days. Tyler O'Neill, he's healthy and seems like he's swinging like he's healthy. He looks like he's having fun. He's the oldest guy in the lineup, which I think is hilarious because I remember a few years ago him being
when he was a rookie
young guy. Yeah, I know. And now he's the oldest guy in the lineup. I think that's so hilarious. I think he went 4 for 4 yesterday, dude. I think it was 4 for 4 with a double and a couple RBIs or something like that. He's hitting .571 on a team, the most unsung person on probably one of the most unsung offenses in all of baseball right now. They're swinging it, and he's at the forefront of it.
Yep. Known opening day legend. He has now hit a home run in 6 straight opening day games, which is crazy.
3 for 4 with a tank that day.
Which is crazy. I don't know how he's doing that. Now we can just flip it and go to who's not hot. We'll just start with the elephant in the room. Rafael Devers.
Dude. It almost
I don't know what he did today. I don't know what he did today. But coming into
Red Sox, I don't think the Red Sox play today.
No, I thought they they don't play today.
Yeah, they're off today. So he got a reprieve from the struggle.
He is 0 for 19 with 15 Ks. That is, I mean, I said it the other day. The Braves and Rafael Devers are competing for worst ever start to an MLB season.
Honestly, dude. Honestly.
So we'll just have to see who wins it. But
I mean, it is, dude. It's historic. I mean, it is it's It's one of the worst starts I think I've ever seen. I can't even it might be the worst start that's, like, ever been recorded. Um, I mean, it's
I think
just
it
an
is.
insane number of I mean, it's an insane even, like, think back to, like, Chris Davis when he remember how god awful he was?
Mhm.
But, I mean, he at least struck out in only half of his at-bats. Like, that was, like, the he went, like, 0 for 54 or something like that, and he
Something
struck out
like
in, like,
that, yeah.
almost like, half of his at-bats. Okay, well, this dude has struck out in, like, 85% of his at-bats. That is insanity. I am
Yeah.
certain I would make more contact than that, certain. I would not strike out that many times.
And a
I
lot of
would have
people
the
think
same
it's
batting average. I'd have
yeah.
the same batting
Yeah.
average, but I would make contact more.
I'd probably strike out just about the same amount of times, probably more. But,
I'll
y
compete in there. I'll compete in there. I'll
I'll
ground out into
compete,
second a couple
but,
times.
yeah, I won't do much. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think it's because he moved to full-time DH, and a lot of people have
I know
said
for
this
a
before,
fact.
like
I know
Giancarlo
for a
said
fact.
it's harder to maintain the focus while you're a DH and not in the field
Yep.
every play, which I
It,
understand, but
it's like a certain mindset. So like my dad is a Red Sox fan, right? So like he's like, I think he's doing it on purpose to prove a point. And I'm like, Dad, I played my whole. No one wants to go 0 for 18 to start a season on purpose. Like no one wants to do that. It's humiliating to do it that way. I think he's like really in his head and is really struggling to separate because there's nothing to separate it. It's like his life right now is offense. There's no like defense to like you would like when you played. It's like you could take solace in like some bad offensive days because well at least I played some good defense, right? Or I did this so and so
yeah.
or whatever. Okay, but like Devers, he can't fall back on that and it's also super I got hurt it was like my junior year of college, and I was a full-time DH for, like, a month, because I just couldn't run that well, like, I could run, but I couldn't track down fly balls for I had a leg injury, and so, like, that month, I was, like, a DH only, and it was the hardest thing I'd ever done because you put so much pressure on it because it's like this is all I have. If I can't do this, I can't run, right? So it's like, what am I? Same situation's a little bit different, right? Like, but if I can't do this, like, what am I doing for the team? So it's so much easier to like get in your head, like if it doesn't start off immediately well. Plus, it looks worse optically for him because he was so against it at the beginning of the year. He's like, I'm a third baseman, like I'm not going to change positions or anything. Like, okay, well, you're obviously not bigger than the team, and so now he's probably like really trying like, really trying to prove himself because it's like, "Okay, well, now I got kicked out of my position. Like, I at least have to I've gotta hit. Like, I've gotta do something." And I just think there's just so much pressure that he's putting on he's getting blown away by 92.
Yeah,
Like,
it's bad.
consistently, dude. It's like 92 lefty, like, not a soft lefty, right? Like, 92 is, like, fairly firm, but, like, at the major league level, it's really not that firm, to be fair. Like, 91, 92, getting blown away, like, by even a little bit of elevation. All off speed is waved at. He's not seeing anything. He's late on fastballs, early on off speed. He is literally in the worst possible place you can be as a hitter, and he is so in his head, it is going to take a lot to get him out of it. Because it's not physical anymore at this point. It is not physical.
Yeah, it's bad. We can, quickly go through who are your 3? We'll quickly go through them, then we'll get out of here.
I have 2. I have
2?
2. Well, I have 3. One's a Brave, and we kind of talked about him, at length.
That's fine. Yeah.
I think Riley looks awful. I think Riley looks terrible. So I haven't been a fan of how he's been hitting. The other one, a big name, Yordan Alvarez, I think has been he's really heavy on his front side. He's kind of been like he's like a momentum hitter a little bit, but he's landing super heavy. He's not seeing breaking balls, anything like down and away, especially coming from the left side. He does not look good. Late on fastballs, kind of like the same area that Devers is. And it's like the tried and true. Like you're slumping if A and B are happening to you. A and B is happening to him. He's late on fastballs, early on off speed. Looks really uncomfortable in the box. Looked bad again today. I think Logan Webb's throwing, right? So like everyone looks bad when Logan Webb throws. Because he's such a good freaking pitcher somehow. But he's having another rough day today. He's hitting like 080, I think. It's awful.
It's good for the
And
Braves.
then my 067, he's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks today, so the struggles continue. And the one pitcher, I am gonna go with Bailey Ober. because I watched his entire start and he got absolutely dumped on. It was so bad. And he was getting into it with the umpire too. So it was kind of fair because he was squeezing him a little bit, but he was also getting a lot in the heart of the plate, and he was getting dumped on the entire start. I think he went like 2 and a third or maybe 3, but he gave up like 8 runs. He looked awful. And that's a guy that a lot of people were kind of high on going into the year, and I thought he probably had the second worst start from a starting pitcher on the season. You're about to say the worst.
Yeah, my worst is Nestor Cortez, who we'll just go ahead.
He got rocked.
You all know what happened. 4 home runs in the first inning, another
One of
few
the
in the
worst I've ever
next
seen.
inning. Like now, he has a 36 ERA, and that is crazy. He could go out and give up 5 in 5 innings, and his ERA would go down, which is crazy. Um,
Yeah, dude, it
so
was bad, man. Like
yeah,
immediately bad. There's no waiting.
the funniest thing is there was I saw a video the other day, and the everyone was like, "Oh, today this is the Nerfy." Not only did the Brewers, I believe, they scored a run, and no, they didn't score a run, but then it comes up in 3 pitches, 3 home runs. That it's just
Yeah.
crazy. Um, yeah, and what's crazy, I saw it was like I saw it at first. I wasn't watching the game. It said back to back to back pitches. I was like, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know it was back to back to back pitches to start the game. It was the first pitch of the
Yes. No, it
game.
was literally to start the game. I mean, it was immediately bad.
Yeah.
Immediately. No waiting.
So yeah, that was bad. And this guy, I think, is kind of flying under the radar on how bad he's kind of been. I think he would be the story if Devers wasn't doing what he was doing. Dylan Cruz is also 0 for 15 with 10 Ks. He has also not been good at all.
That's bad.
I will say
I didn't know it was like that.
5 Ks were in one game, which kind of makes it worse,
Got
but
his
also kind of doesn't.
platinum sombrero out of the way.
So, like, it makes it worse a little bit, but also, it makes it to where, like, okay, so in the other 4 games he's played, he only has 5. But so
Yeah.
still
I don't know.
a game where you have 5 Ks is just something. Yeah, but I think he would genuinely be, because he was like he was a top 5 prospect, wasn't he? So if Devers wasn't doing what he was doing, I think he would be the story of the MLB as a player right now.
Yeah. I mean, the struggle is real with him. Luckily, he has Devers, that's also in the league, who is taking up the mantle of the lowest of low points
Yeah,
in Major League Baseball right now. And Cruz, he's young, dude. So
he'll be
it's a
fine.
little not to be expected, but like you just said it, he will be fine. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
Devers, whew,
Devers is
something
scary.
has to change. Something has to change.
Cruz is the only thing I can see is that I think maybe he might not be this, like, not generational. I don't know if a ton of people thought he was going to be generational, but he might not be this like star guy that we thought that was going to put up like 900 OPS seasons. I think maybe he
Yeah.
turns into like the 790, 800 OPS guy that's like really good, but never like that superstar level. Which, I mean, that's still fine. If you get that out of a number 1 pick, I'll take that any day of the
I'm
week.
about to say, there's a lot of number 1 picks that didn't, number 1 overall, let alone first rounders, that did not pan out to be that way. Because baseball, more than any other sport, it tends to be a crapshoot. Like the last part of being developing into a player is that mental side. So you can be a first rounder with all the tools, but if you don't develop that mental side, you don't play at the next level. Like you don't end up making in
Hmm.
the bigs. So if he ends up being a serviceable starter, borderline fringe all-star, you did a great job with your first overall pick.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I could see his career being 3-time All-Star, like no other really
Yeah.
major accolades besides like maybe like a Gold Glove, because I do think he
You
will
did a
feel.
great job.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did a great job then.
I think that's all I had today.
All right, I think that we're good then. So we'll be back same time next week. I think we'll get Nate back, so at
I
least
think
be
so.
us
Yeah,
3. Probably more of the same, dude. Hopefully we have some better things to talk about in regards to the Braves. I mean, I hope. Good Lord. I really don't. I remember 2021 in April was bad, and I had almost given up. This feels worse
See, but
than that.
2021, like April through honestly July was pretty bad because like we
Yeah,
were
it was
s-
just
we were s- we
that
were under
once we got the
500,
reinforcements. Yeah,
and then
we
Ronald
got the
tore his ACL.
mercenaries. Yeah,
so
we brought in the mercenaries, and everything changed.
so hopefully,
Um, yeah, so hopefully we got some better stuff to talk about. Regardless, there's gonna be some great stories. We're 5 days in, dude, and there's already great stories, a ton of stuff to talk about. I am so stoked that the baseball season is in full swing. Really happy to be on this journey with you together. I think when me and you get together and we get to talk ball, we're in a good place. It's a good
oh
place for
yeah,
us to be.
we're 5
Keep an
days in
eye
and we
out.
just talked for an hour. So
And it was easy. It just flew by. Keep an eye out on the professor's Twitter. Keep an eye out on my Instagram. I'm starting the baseball plays up. I started them today. The Cardinals are tied in the top of the 10th right now, so at least it wasn't like a blowout. So maybe I win, maybe I lose, but we're competing. Will's competing every day. So keep an eye out for that stuff. We will be back next week to talk more baseball. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.
peace.